Like any other college basketball player, Jarron Coleman has faced many challenges throughout his time at Ball State. However, some challenges can never be foreseen. This is the Jarron Coleman story.
I grew up in Indianapolis, Indiana. Grew up on the west side in Pike Township. I live with my mom. Me and my mom live in an apartment called Mayfield Green on the west side in Pike Township. It was us two originally, but eventually my mom got married, and so I have a stepdad now. We got a house, but at first it was just me and her. I started playing three when I was three. I used to play at the YMCA when they had the little Fisher-Price course up, so I don't really remember too much. I remember I used to dunk a lot though, that's all I remember. My mom made me go to Cathedral. I didn't know much about Cathedral until I went, actually. But opportunity came up. My mom knew that Cathedral was a good school, so she made me apply for the school and end up going there instead of Pike.
You know, I agree with Jarron's mom that Cathedral is a great school. And in my opinion, what makes Cathedral great is that people go out of their way to care about you.
It was a great experience for me. It was very different from what I was used to. You know, my school was majority filled with African Americans, so going from there to Cathedral, where it's very different from there, it took a minute for me to adjust, but I enjoyed being there. And at first I actually didn't want to go to Cathedral, but when I got there, it was really fun, and I didn't regret my decision to go in there.
Jarron, you know, he was a huge building block for our success now. You know, some of those guys who build that foundation, they don't see the results right then. It's what the legacy that they leave on down the road that you truly see their impact.
Austin Kendrick's probably one of the funniest guys you ever meet. Very friendly guy.
Great kid, always smiling. He was a kid that I coached my first year here at Cathedral, started for us.
He can fit in with almost any group that you would put him in, and he's just a person that people can't never replace. So Mario was a younger kid, came in our senior year of high school. He was best friends with my best friend Jackson, his little brother, so he was always around, and he was older for his age, but yeah, he was just a good guy to be around, good ball of energy. I only knew him for like 2-3 years, but it was more so like little brother, big brother almost, just because he played basketball for a little bit too. He's more of a football player. He's a great football player, but you know, he would always just come around us, joking and stuff, and it was fun just seeing him around. You know, Coach Whitford, you know, he had sold the family look, and he was a great guy and a great coach. And then Brian Thornton, which was the assistant coach here at the time, he really was my main recruiter. And you know, he had a connection with one of my mentors, so it was not that hard of a decision. Winning MAC freshman year was very enjoyable for me. And it felt satisfying because I redshirted, and it made me feel like my redshirt year wasn't a waste of time. Like I said, I think, yeah, that was COVID year too, so it was fun, but I was kind of disappointed because we didn't get to finish our year. I felt like we had a good team that year.
A triple shooting on the east side Sunday afternoon took the lives of 2 people, and one of them was a junior at Cathedral High School, Phil.
He got murdered. It's a long story, but he got murdered, and he was 18 at the time, I believe.
They still have, you know, things here for Mario. There's a bench that was dedicated in his honor in the school, and he came to like all the home basketball games, a lot of away basketball games. Huge supporter, because that's what the kids do here.
It was always fun seeing him, like, just cause how he acted. Like, he was younger, he had tattoos, and it was like, you would think it's crazy that he's like this, but when you know him and you get to talking to him, it makes perfect sense, just cause was a very mature guy. He was just fun to be around, always.
After the death of McCullough, Coleman was relying on a strong sophomore campaign to turn things around for him. However, an untimely injury kept things moving in the wrong direction.
Well, I broke my foot going into the year, and right before Halloween, so I ended up being out for 12 weeks. So I was rehabbing and had to get surgery. You know, I was just there for my team, trying to better myself to be ready for when I come back. And eventually I came back, started rough first couple games, and then like probably game 5 or 6, I ended up playing real good. We came up short in the tournament. Like I had personal highs and played like that, but at the end of the day, I always want to win. You know, I feel like we could have, even with me missing half the season, when we got in rhythm, I feel like we still could have won the tournament and went to the big dance, but I'm trying to win a championship, and that's going to be memorable for me. No, Austin, no, one of my closest friends, I would see him all the time. Even when he went to Indy, they would always come up weekends. I seen Austin all the time, like all the time. Even in Indy when we went out. So me and Austin never lost no connection. He's a special kind of guy. I'm telling you, he's just a great person to be around. I just said earlier, he can be around any group of people and he's going to fit in and make people feel good about themselves. He just always had a great character. I would want to be like that.
It was early one morning and they were getting off 465 onto 56th Street, a little excessive speed, and hit a rock in a fence to an apartment complex, and not everyone survived that crash. You never want to hear about a former player passing away, and unfortunately, as I get older here, it kind of happens more and more. You know, going to the funeral and seeing how many people loved Austin and seeing the words and just that outpouring of love and support for him and his family, you know, it hits you. But again, he's a building block of what we've accomplished here because of that first year and just setting that up. You know, you think about the qualities and the values that he had and how you carry those forward as a program. And that's, you know, hard work and always having a smile, and no matter how bad things get, you just continue to persevere and push through.
Coleman transferred to Missouri the following season, looking for new opportunities. After just a year in Columbia, however, Coleman was back, this time with a new coach and a new focus.
I would say Coach Lewis definitely had a big part with it. Him coming in, I didn't know him a lot, he didn't know me, but I knew where he was coming from, and I know how success works. So it's not just the man up top, it's everybody below him too. But I just knew we had the right pieces to be successful here, and I feel like coming back, we can do what we can do and take it as far as we can. If I had anything to prove, I would be trying to prove to myself that I can be a leader and help lead this team to the direction that Coach wants us to go and that everybody want to go. You know, we want to win championships, and I want to prove that we can be champions. I just got long live my people who fallen, Mario, AK. I know I got my friend Hatch on there. It's just a constant reminder of who I do it for, and just another way to keep their name going so they're never forgotten. I would want them to be here, be close to me if they were here, and just because they're gone doesn't mean that they're forgotten. You know, me and my friends, we talk about them every day, videos pop up of them and stuff, so even though they're gone, we're not gonna act like they're gone. We're just gonna, you know, continue to live life and keep our people close to us. They help me value people around me, but also value my time and just know that every moment I got can't be wasted, because once the moment's gone, you can't get it back. So just trying to live more so in the now instead of the future.
And then final question from me, if Mario, AK, Chris, Hatch, and your grandma were here today, what would you say to them?
I love y'all.
Why should I feel discouraged? Why should the shadows come? Lord, why should my heart feel so lonely and long for my heaven and when Jesus is my portion. A constant friend is he. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know that he watches me.